The U.S. struck Iran in response to a drone attack that happened a day earlier on a cargo ship in the Strait of Hormuz. It's the most significant test yet to an interim understanding reached a week ago by the two countries to begin working to end their months-long war and reopen the vital waterway. Search and rescue efforts took place across Venezuela as humanitarian and aid began to arrive following the powerful twin earthquakes that killed at least 920 people, injured thousands, and left many more missing. SRN News and our parent company, Salem Media, are partnering with Christian nonprofit Food for the Poor to rush emergency aid to victims of this tragedy. Listeners wanting to help can find an online banner at the top of our website at srnnews.com. Another tariff threat from the White House.
President Trump is threatening a 100% tariff on imports from any country that imposes a tax on digital services provided by U.S. companies. The president took aim at European countries he said are discussing implementation of taxes on American companies. He wrote, "Please let this statement serve to represent that any country that imposes such a tax will immediately be met with a 100% tariff on any and all goods sent to the United States." Bob Agnew reporting.
AI drags down the market.
Major indexes closed mostly lower on Wall Street. The S&P 500 ended nearly flat Friday with a loss of less than 0.1%. The Dow slipped 44 points. That's about 0.1%. The Nasdaq Composite fell 0.2%. Big drops for Micron Technology and other AI-related companies offset gains in other sectors like healthcare. Micron sank 6.7%. The chip company's stock has roughly quadrupled so far this year. Companies with big fuel bills got some help as oil prices fell back to where they were before the war with Iran.
This is SRN News.
Is Life Change Tea. Life Change Tea is a gentle daily cleanse containing 12 herbs that when combined really keep things moving. I drink it every day and my energy has never been better. I'm feeling great. Life Change Tea comes in 3 delicious flavors: natural, peppermint, and pomegranate. It's an easy and delicious way to keep your digestion on track. And for those on the go, try D365. D365 is Life Change Tea in a capsule. Drink the tea or take D365 capsules and keep your digestion running smoothly. Go to getthetea.com and enter discount code USA to get 10% off any size order. That's getthetea.com, discount code USA for 10% off your order.
If you don't want to hear real facts on social and political issues, then stop listening now. Otherwise, stay right here for real issues, real facts with real people.
His name is Joe.
Instead of fighting with these people, what I do is I throw stats at them. Let them go with it.
The Adventures of Joe.
But I've actually even got to the point now when somebody starts arguing with me, prove your facts. I go, now.
All right, what do you say, Joe? What do you say to that?
You didn't prove yours. Mine you can find at the CDC or on the FBI website. You need to do your own homework. Because when you spoon feed them, even when you do that, they tell you you're wrong, even though they have nothing to back it up with. Just like AOC, nothing.
I'm going to deal with topics and issues that will make you think. The lines are open. You can reach me at 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563.
It's the Joe Messina Show.
We are back at it again. Really, last day. We're ready. We're up against it, right? I mean, seriously. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. I do appreciate the time that you're spending with us here on the air, in the chat room, just texting, tweeting, and truly being part of the conversation. Part of the solution. Lots of SCOTUS rulings this week. And Brad Deck is going to join us in just a little bit to talk about it, because there is a lot to talk about, right? And, God, I love this. I love some of the dumb things that these people on the left are doing. You know, really, they're so busy chasing every little thing that they're really not paying attention to what's going on around them, right? Okay. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5556. I don't know if you saw that sorry governor of New York. And, right, she didn't get the welcome that she thought she was going to get, a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new Buffalo Bills Stadium. Right? It was $2.1 billion. It was a Highmark Stadium, officially opened on Wednesday with a humiliating flop from the governor. So immediately after being welcomed in to the stage, her team colored blue suit and a Bills cap. Hochul unsuccessfully tried to rile up the crowd. All right, let's get this party started, she said. She pointed to the crowd, shouting, "Let's go," but nobody responded. She tried it again. "Let's go Buffalo." Nobody responded. It was great. It was hilarious. It's like these people don't think that the ones that are around them that voted for them are not paying attention. Right? Well, they are. They're tired of the taxes. They're tired of the crime. They're tired of what you're allowing in.
Proud to hail from Western New York, and we appreciate her support as she travels across the state. Kathy.
All right, let's get this party started. Let's go. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. All right, seriously? You're going to win a championship season with that kind of enthusiasm? Men and women of labor, you know what I'm talking about. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, union. Buffalo. All right, we got to get this place some good karma, right? Got to send our boys off to a great sense of accomplishment and victory in the wings. And so I am.
No, come on. That was great. Right? She went for the union support right away. That's funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny. No, got to hit that again. Sorry. I'm sorry, but got to hit it again. Take a listen.
Seriously? You're going to win a championship season with that kind of enthusiasm? Men and women of labor, you know what I'm talking about. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. All right, we got to get this place some good karma, right? Got to send our boys off to a great sense of accomplishment and victory in the wings. And so I am so proud to be here. This is a day that I've waited for, I've prayed for, and I just willed it into action because I knew we had to do this.
So she prayed for it, but she willed it into action, and everybody so excited about it that she can't even get them riled up. I'll drop it there. I won't keep beating it to death. But this is what I'm talking about. They're totally out of touch with reality. Totally out of touch with the stuff going on around you. Anybody else find that as interesting as I do? But in their heads, they really believe they got something going on. They got something that's great and wonderful, right? Well, Utah Governor Spencer Cox is not very popular right now. He's banned or had a temporary statewide restriction on all personal fireworks for 4th of July due to the wildfire conditions, severe drought across the state. The move comes to as Americans are preparing to celebrate the nation's 250th anniversary. Cox signed an executive order declaring a state of emergency and granting the Utah State Forestry expanded authority to prohibit the discharge of fireworks. So, look, they've got a major drought for real. Remember, these are personal fireworks. These are not, there'll be a lot of public fireworks done properly. Municipal leaders working with the local fire chiefs and officials can still choose to designate specific areas where personal fireworks still may be allowed. But overall, he wants to protect Utah. I don't have a big problem with this. I saw some people writing nasties about it, which is why I went to it. He's not cutting them out altogether. So you got no reason to get crazy on me, right? No, in all seriousness. Yes, she did sound like a drunk Pelosi. Kathy Hochul. Yeah, she's not that far away. I mean, listen to her words. Close your eyes when she's talking, and you'll see what I mean by that, right? When we come back, we've got Brad Dacus going to join us. And I'm telling you, again, a lot of SCOTUS rulings that have come down. And I want to get to someone. I want to know how he feels about it. I want to know how it affects us overall. And you know they're waiting for the big ones. Yeah, the biggies. You heard me. Because some of the, again, what are we going to find out about birthright citizenship? Where are they going to be with that? I want to know. Hey, Joe Messina, your host. Don't go far. A lot more coming up with Brad. And we're talking law. Be right back.
Have you ever picked up a towel set because it felt really soft in the store, but then when you go to use it, it's not very absorbent? That's why MyPillow has developed the MyPillow towels. Towels that work. The 6-piece towel set includes 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths. And right now you can receive a 6-piece set for only $39.98 with promo code USA. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener special, and enter promo code USA, or call 800-951-8175. That's MyPillow.com, promo code USA.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. That's 800-471-7065.
Take as little as 3 minutes to see if you could save on motorcycle insurance with Progressive. Come on, you've spent more time than that trying to name your bike.
How about the Crusher? I guess it's not really crushing anything. The Silver Bolt? No. Oh, what about Pepper? Mysterious. Is it a pet or a condiment? Surprise! It's a motorcycle. No, that's stupid.
Get a quote in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Okay, I'm talking funny because I'm in the witness protection program. I have too much credit card debt and I don't want people to find me.
Okay, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about credit card debt. Right, those plastic things that we all have in our wallet. Are you in your 50s or 60s and you're still carrying around a mound of credit card debt? Wouldn't it be nice to start banking that money and save a little money for retirement down the road? We help people restructure their credit card debt all the time. We show people how they can get out of credit card debt in months, not years. Listen, you'll be carrying around credit card debt for the rest of your life unless you deal with it right now. We offer a free consultation so you can learn how you can finally wipe out your credit card debt and start saving money. Give us a free call right now.
Call Debt Solutions Network now. 866-451-3328. 866-451-3328. That's 866-451-3328. Do you have a story to tell? Bring your story to life with audiobooks. Great stories deserve great storytelling. Audiobook Network provides professional voice actors and full production services for every author's manuscript. From narration, production, and editing to distribution, promotion, and sales, Audiobook Network handles everything. If you have a print book, ebook, or even a manuscript, call Audiobook Network now and get our free audiobook guide. 800-734-1229. 800-734-1229.
Attention! This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
800-362-9337. 800-362-9337. That's 800-362-9337.
Never mind, dear. Chin up. That's right, both of them. Yeah.
We're back at it again. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. I very much appreciate the time you're spending with us here on the air, in the chat room, texting, tweeting, being part of the conversation, as I always say, being part of the solution, too. Let me just bring him on. Brad Dacus joins us, because I've been looking forward to this all week. Although SCOTUS has let me down, Brad hasn't, and they're not coming out with the rulings I thought they'd have by now. Brad, thanks for being with me.
Oh, yeah, it's great to be with you. Thank you.
Don't you know somebody on the inside? We can get like some inside info on what's coming down with SCOTUS. I'd love to know. God.
Well, I talked to the Chief Justice a few minutes ago. Here's what he told me.
It was a guy sitting at the end of the bar that they call Chief Justice. It's not the same one, but
yeah.
Anyhow, so no, they've come down with some rulings already, and I find it, before we get into those, here's what I find interesting. We've had judges now that have come out with rulings this week, like stopping Trump from his executive order on making sure people are citizens when they vote. Interesting they didn't do it a month ago. Do you know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
Even if the court's over, even if it's done, can he still seek, emergency judgments from the court?
Yeah, even though it's over and done. Well,
like these judges that are out there, and right now they're stopping him from enforcing executive orders. They could have done it like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, yes, he can. He can get it filed, basically emergency appeals, and he's done that before, and the Supreme Court has moved on that. But of course, you have the appellate court first before the Supreme Court. So. But especially considering we have a midterm election coming up, et cetera. So, anyway, I'm overall, the Supreme Court's been doing just a really great job in some of their recent decisions, and I think it's a great indicator of great things to come in the next couple of weeks in the Supreme Court.
And people are talking about this one. I mean, the pundits are talking about this one like. It's one of the biggest, it's a big victory. I never pretend to have a clue on this stuff, but on Tuesday in Blanche versus Lau, the court found that the Immigration and Nationality Act doesn't require a border officer to admit a lawful permanent resident who is charged with a crime into the country. Instead, a person could be what they're calling paroled, which suspends his or her green card and allows for more expeditious deportation if convicted. So, are you familiar with that one? Am I throwing you a curveball?
Yeah, it's okay. No, it gives immigration officials more discretion in handling, returning permanent residents with, pending criminal matters. And overall, this is a expanded executive power, particularly in immigration.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I think it's a definite plus. A lot of our immigration issues, in my opinion, are because we've had attempts to weaken and bureaucratically weaken executive powers. Mm-hmm. And it's been frustrating, I know, for President Trump. But I think the court gets it and understands and really has been very respectful of executive powers, not because they're fans of Donald Trump, but they're fans of the Constitution and the separation of powers, and recognizing that the head of the executive branch is in fact the President of the United States, and that includes immigration issues, immigration enforcement, et cetera.
Right. No, I think it's interesting, because some of us have no clues what the terminologies mean. But what I got out of this, when I'm reading some of the comments around it, is the court found that I like this part. The court found that the judicial system lacks the authority to review procedural claims against ending temporary protected status. I take away from that is that these processes are already in place. They've already been called out. The administration, the president and his administration have the right to carry these things out without any kind of judicial review. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right. And of course, the court also, of course, really clearly ruled that Trump has the broad authority, also, to terminate temporary protected status designation for countries such as Haiti and Syria, rejecting claims that those decisions were unlawfully discriminatory. I was very pleased about that because we're talking about hundreds of thousands of immigrants could lose their temporary legal protection and work authorization, and that's up to the President of the United States. There's no entitlement to be in the United States under these temporary protected status situations, and the Supreme Court saw that and gave the president the authority to grant these, but also to withhold those and to nullify those status pursuant to the best interests of the United States.
And the left went nuts and said this is the reason why we have to get rid of the MAGA court and we have to put more people on the court that will follow the law. And I'm thinking to myself, they are following the law, you moron. What you're saying is you want them to rule your way and really not care about the law, correct?
Correct. What the left wants is they want the president to have broad discretionary powers to allow people to come into our country, but not broad discretionary powers in these emergency situations, these temporary, and the word temporary means temporary protected status,
right.
To have that revoked and to have them leave the country. They want one way, and they want temporary not to mean temporary, but to somehow be an implicit permanent status. And no, but temporary is temporary. So I think it's going to be it's the right thing to do, and and then this president is really working hard to ensure that those in this country are not adding to issues of health, safety, etc. And he's doing what's in the best interests of the United States of America. Syria has significantly stabilized. It's no longer in a massive civil war. Hence, logically, the reason their temporary status was because they were in a massive civil war, and it was a humanitarian thing. Well, they're not in a massive civil war anymore, and those people can be returned to their home country.
Yep. The other thing that I learned this because of you, is the ruling that came down for Bayer and Monsanto, all that. And I was explaining to somebody this morning, I said, look, they didn't say you can't sue these people. These people didn't do anything wrong. This was one of those technicality rulings. And tell me if I'm right here, because what they said was, look, the FDA has said this stuff is okay to use. And, the FDA said this stuff is okay to use. Bayer followed the laws. They did what they were supposed to do. They labeled it properly. And that means that the states can't come after you because they think you did something wrong. And make it short because we're going to break.
Oh, absolutely. This limits some state lawsuits from seeking additional cancel warnings beyond what was approved by the federal government.
All right.
Real clear cut.
Cool. Joe Messina, your host. Don't go far. Brad, the all-knowing, all-wise Brad, will be with us when we return.
Attention homeowners. It's not if something's going to break, it's when. That's home ownership. If your dryer, your refrigerator, or your AC and heating breaks, that's an expensive call. And who do you call? Make it easy on yourself and call Choice Home Warranty. We've already done the research and have access to 25,000 technicians that can be at your home quickly. We've covered close to 2 million homes in the United States. There's a good chance your neighbors work with us. Call us right now before the next breakdown. We'll tell you everything that's covered in your home and give you the first month free with our ironclad 30-day money-back guarantee. Call now and learn how to get your free month.
800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. That's 800-378-2250.
Limitations and exclusions apply. First month free with purchase of single plan. Visit choicehomewarranty.com for more details.
Life is full of surprises. Some wonderful, some not so much. But here's one thing you can control: making sure your loved ones are protected if the unexpected happens. At easyplans.com, we make getting life insurance, well, easy. In just a few minutes, you can apply online and buy direct. No awkward phone calls, no confusing jargon, and no agent will contact you unless you request help. Just clear, affordable coverage designed to fit your life and your budget. Fast approval, flexible plans, and unlike other online insurance sites, Easy Plans won't sell your information to others. So no endless phone calls and text messages. Whether you're just starting a family, buying a home, or thinking ahead, easyplans.com has you covered. easyplans.com. We make buying life insurance, well, easy.
America's News Update, I'm John Schaefer. The government shutdown is now in its fourth week, hitting millions of Americans. On Saturday, food assistance funding will run out for more than 40 million people. Flight delays are also rising, with more than 1,000 reported today as air traffic control faces staffing shortages. The Senate failed to pass a short-term spending bill for the 13th time. A new report shows strong private sector job growth over the past 4 weeks. ADP says preliminary data indicates an average of more than 14,000 jobs added per week through October 11th, a big improvement from September.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. The U.S. struck Iran in response to a drone attack that happened a day earlier on a cargo ship in the Strait of Hormuz. It's the most significant test yet to an interim understanding reached a week ago by the two countries to begin working to end their months-long war and reopen the vital waterway. Search and rescue efforts took place across Venezuela as humanitarian and aid began to arrive following the powerful twin earthquakes that killed at least 920 people, injured thousands, and left many more missing. SRN News and our parent company, Salem Media, are partnering with Christian nonprofit Food for the Poor to rush emergency aid to victims of this tragedy. Listeners wanting to help can find an online banner at the top of our website at srnnews.com. Another tariff threat from the White House.
President Trump is threatening a 100% tariff on imports from any country that imposes a tax on digital services provided by U.S. companies. The president took aim at European countries he said are discussing implementation of taxes on American companies. He wrote, "Please let this statement serve to represent that any country that imposes such a tax will immediately be met with a 100% tariff on any and all goods sent to the United States." Bob Agnew reporting.
AI drags down the market.
Major indexes closed mostly lower on Wall Street. The S&P 500 ended nearly flat Friday with a loss of less than 0.1%. The Dow slipped 40.
We are back at it again. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. Brad Dacus joins me as he does pretty much every week. Always appreciate his time. If some of you have said, and you've noticed, which tells me you're paying attention, that we've moved his time to Friday. And that's SCOTUS' fault. Because they bring all their rulings out on Friday. So I wanted him to be able to hit us up with these and explain them, because I can't answer these questions that you guys ask me. I don't have a clue. So anyhow, Brad, again, thanks for being with us. I appreciate your time so much.
Oh, yeah, it's always a pleasure.
So an interesting thing happening in New York. Mandami is bucking SCOTUS's ruling on deportation, right? He will not give in. He will not, give in to the ruling, and he's not going to allow us to be able to send the Haitians and Syrians back. Can we arrest him?
Interesting. So you can have mayors refusing to work with the federal government and local law enforcement refusing to work with the local government. They cannot obstruct the federal government and federal law enforcement, whether it's the FBI, the CIA, the National Guard. I mean, or ICE. They cannot obstruct them, and if they do obstruct them, i.e., escort someone through the back door of a court hearing, a courtroom, so they don't get caught by ICE who's waiting outside to arrest them. That's illegal, and we've seen actually one judge, he's been prosecuted, convicted, and sentenced, and this is a judge out of Minneapolis, I believe it was, for doing such a thing like that. So the real thing, that's what we have to watch really closely, is to what extent do they try to obstruct the ability for the federal government to carry out enforcement of the law and arresting criminals who should be arrested and have violated our laws.
Well, I don't know what state it was in, but I think it's 2 or 3 judges now that will not allow ICE agents to arrest these criminals at the courthouse. So they have to wait outside or wait wherever they have to wait. Is that even legal? These are federal agents.
Yeah, it's interesting because in the past you have to go all the way back to, I think, to George Wallace and Arkansas, and trying to use local government police to keep enforcement of federal law, civil rights statutes, and we know who won there, but it wasn't the local government. So this is somewhat unusual. I would say that the federal government can contest it. Federal law and federal law enforcement supersedes local and state law enforcement, and I would say including our courts. But I'm also not surprised if ICE is willing to simply wait outside, let the state court or local court do its business, and then arrest someone on the way out. But if a judge aids and abets one of these criminals feel would violate the law to escape ICE and go out the back door or be disguised or anything like that, they're looking for full federal prosecution behind bars, and that's exactly where they should go, because that's what happens to anyone else who would aid and abet someone escaping arrest by federal law enforcement agents.
Yeah, and if the local police throw those people in a van and take them away from the courthouse, are they not also aiding and abetting or not?
Yeah, I would say if they're doing it, if it can be shown that they're doing it in a way that is preventing federal law enforcement agents from arresting them, then I would say, yeah, that could be aiding and abetting, and they could potentially be arrested. If it can be shown that what they did was for that purpose of avoiding federal law enforcement arrests and enforcement of federal law.
Okay. Let me see. I'm asking questions people have asked me all week long. On that Mandami thing, the thing that really threw him into high gear was the asylum seekers in New York now. They're going to lose legal protection, or they've lost legal protection after SCOTUS rulings, and he's trying to figure out how to protect them, how to help them. So it's just amazing to me. Yeah, it's amazing that they seem to want to protect the lawbreakers much more than they do want to protect Americans. Look at what the bonehead here in California did. Governor Newsom, he put less than $500 million towards veterans health care, and yet he's got $11 billion carved out for illegals, for legal health care and other things. I mean, this is nuts. And I'd like to see somebody challenge that bill based on discrimination. Not that I know what I'm talking about, but I'd like to see it happen anyway. You know?
Yeah,
So-
it's at the very least you could say it's illogical and bad policy, but clearly, yeah.
Yep. So, aliens in Mexico can't apply for asylum. You and I were talking about that off during the break, and I said, it's amazing. How many countries do they go by, even if it's one other country? How many countries do they go by before they get here? Why aren't they asking for, if it's so bad at their home country, why aren't they asking for asylum in those countries? And legally, by statute, they can't ask us for asylum once they, what is it, a one-country border or something like that?
Yeah, and the court ruled regarding the southern border. The court ruled that the migrants waiting in Mexico generally cannot claim they have legally arrived, if you will, in the United States for purposes of seeking asylum before physically entering the country. And this makes it much more difficult for asylum seekers to challenge border restrictions, and it gives the federal government greater flexibility in administering asylum law, asylum policy. This is a clear win for Trump, and it's a win for the American people to have, once again, more control of their border, and in so doing, greater safety and protection for the American people in the process.
Yeah, you know what? I've changed my vocabulary, and I've stopped saying it's a win or a loss for Trump, and I've gone out of my way to say it's a win or a loss for the American people, because the left is spinning everything. This is Trump's court, Trump's this, Trump's that, and I'm going, you know what, guys? If the Supreme Court is actually holding up the law and not an emotional want of yours, then they're doing the right thing for the American people. All you got to do is have Congress take it up and change the law. It's really that simple. The SCOTUS is not supposed to act on your momentary emotional outbreak.
Right.
God.
You're absolutely right. And President Trump there's no personal interest he has on this. His policy and what he's been trying to do is to protect the American people. So you're right. This is much more of a win for the American people in protecting our borders and the safety and security of our families, et cetera, than it is, a political win or anything like that. This is another reason people will be able to sleep better at night with their families and their children in their homes. That's a win for the American people.
Yep, totally agree with you. And okay, I'll hit some of these other ones they gave me. My people are on it. Where is it? SCOTUS rules on guns in Hawaii. Well, that's what pushed it, was Hawaii, where SCOTUS has said that you can't limit somebody who's a legal gun owner. You cannot limit where they can carry it. In essence, did they not?
Yeah. They struck down Hawaii's law requiring property owners to have to affirmatively allow unlicensed concealed carry holders onto their private property that's open to the public. Basically, it was a real burden, on gun holders, and we're talking about private property owners. That they have to give affirmation for someone who's concealed in order to come on their property. Otherwise, they can't. And I think the court realized, Hawaii, the government has no business interfering with the rights of gun owners, the rights of people over their own private property. So it was just basically, government, you have no business in this matter in either dimensions. Stay out. And I think that was a real solid success for both the rights of property owners as well as the rights of licensed concealed carry holders.
Yeah, and again, my understanding is that it won't be just like, in California, Governor Newsom signed a bill that you pretty much, if you're a CCW holder, you can't carry that gun anywhere. I mean, you can't have it on in a library. You can't have it on in a park. You can't. They really restricted where you could have it, and even here it's the same thing. They've got to tell you that guns are allowed there. So will that also flow over into California?
Yeah, I think it will. So we'll see. Supreme Courts are going to win, and if they'll take that up. But I think it will. I think this sends a loud signal, limiting the state government's attempt toward our Second Amendment rights as gun owners.
Yep. And real quick, we're going to break, but I was reading, what was it, the Bruen decision, Bruen, back in 22, And the court basically said that gun regulations have to be consistent with the nation's historical tradition of firearms. So we'll talk more about that when we come back. Joe Messina, your host. Don't go far.
With an all-new handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers you've ever tasted. Their pure ground burgers are made from single cuts of real aged Omaha steaks. These are truly steaks on a bun. Filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, and even brisket burgers. Now is the time to experience the exclusive Burger Perfection Flight for just $79.99. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code TREAT at checkout to get an extra $20 off your order, plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each pure ground burger, so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness. These burgers are crafted for a juicier, more tender experience, making your mouth water with every single bite. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com, use promo code TREAT at checkout, and get $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight, and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
Right now, you can eliminate odors, mold, mildew, bacteria, and viruses in your home with the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. The Eden Pure Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules that seek out and destroy odors. The Thunderstorm doesn't mask or cover up bad smells, it eliminates them, leaving that fresh, clean smell, just like after a thunderstorm. The Thunderstorm is small, plugs right into the wall, and fits in the palm of your hand. Put one in your basement, bedroom, family room, kitchen, or anywhere you want clean, fresh air. It even includes a USB cord for your car or truck. Right now, save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. That's 3 units for under $200, a fraction of the cost compared to other air purifiers. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use discount code USA3 to save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Use USA and the number 3. Shipping is free.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're gonna be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PHIL25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code PHIL25.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. That's 800-399-4215. You've been working hard, doing the right thing, and paying your taxes, and putting your hard-earned money in the Medicare piggy bank all your life. And now it's time to break the piggy bank and get something back. Medicare. If you didn't know it, Medicare is health insurance for people over 65, and you paid for it with your tax dollars. Medicare plans now have more benefits than ever. That's good news, especially if you're like me and looking forward to paying as little as possible for good health insurance. Call and find out what Medicare plan is best for you. Save your time. It's valuable. We've already done the research for you, and in one quick phone call, you can learn how to get the best Medicare plan designed exactly for you. Hey, it's one of the most important decisions in your life. Let us help you through it. Here's our number. Call 65 Plus Medicare now. 800-778-8214. 800-778-8214. That's 800-778-8214.
Here's how you get him. He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way.
Feel the rhythm now. We should be singing together, you and me.
We are back at it again. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me here or listening to me on the air in the chat room, texting, tweeting, being part of the conversation. Brad Dacus joins us, founder of Pacific Justice Institute. I'll let him tell you all about PJI in a few minutes. But Brad, always appreciate your time with me. We're talking about some of the gun laws that have been changed, that have made a bit of a change here through SCOTUS. And one of the things before we went to break, I said in 2022, it was the Bruin decision, B-R-U-E-N, and it required gun regulations to be consistent with the nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation. Now, for me, when I read the Second Amendment, there is no regulation. You get to have a gun, period, end of discussion. It invalidated New York's discretionary proper cause permitting system, and several other states enacted new restrictions on the license concealment. I mean, just that mirrored Hawaii's. So now, again, these states, California, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, going to have to scramble to keep us from having guns again, aren't they?
Yeah, you're right. Because this sends once again a signal to them that they really have to be in compliance with that 2022 decision. They and cannot impair effective rights to bear arms. It's a very clear part of our Constitution. It's not fuzzy. It's not vague. So
no.
But the left in blue states want to do everything they can to ban guns, to get rid of guns. But they got something called the Constitution to deal with, and they just want to get around it every way they can. Well, there's one way they can, and that's to have it amended, the Constitution amended to get rid of the Second Amendment. And I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, nor should it.
No, and that's one of those amendments where it's the legislators that can't stand up more than the people, because when they put it out in the surveys, it consistently comes up as one of those number ones where even Democrats, at a very large number, don't want it gone, don't want it screwed with. And so that gives me a warm fuzzy anyway. Maybe some of you other ones don't have it, but I do. So there you go. And President Trump is talking about a national concealed carry reciprocity bill, which is interesting. At least I think it's interesting. And once that goes through, or if he does get it through, that would mean that the states would have to honor another state who's issued somebody a carry permit, correct?
Yes, and I think that would make a lot of sense. It really would. And people need to be able to have that confidence when they buy a firearm that their right to have that firearm will be respected by other states as well. I think that makes total sense.
Well, we'll see how that plays out. Watching what's going on now, they're battling him around every corner with the what do you call it? Having to be a citizen to vote. There was a judge who claims that she has now put a permanent squash on him on his executive order to not allow people who aren't citizens to vote. And I don't know what's going on with the Postal Service. I don't know if you caught this one, but Trump now is the Postal Service won't deliver ballots or take return ballots whose names aren't in the system. So we'll see how that plays out. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. No, and I think so too. I think that's a really smart move, and it's going to, President Trump is trying to do everything he can to bring integrity back to our elections, and I think that's a very, very smart move on his part, and I think that will be upheld. And that judge who says permanently they're stopping. Well, we've seen those judges before. They usually get reversed, and I think that judge's decision, there's a good chance that will be reversed.
Well, I hope Trump jumps all over this like white on rice, gets it out there and gets it taken care of. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I agree.
All right. What else you got you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about?
Well, yeah, the gun rights, also on gun rights, the Supreme Court narrowed the scope of federal prohibition on firearm possession by unlawful drug users, specifically those using marijuana. Of course, it's legal in some states, but some states it's not. And the Supreme Court looked at it just very analytically and says, people can own guns if they drink alcohol. Why can't they own drugs if they use marijuana? Marijuana is not the same as LSD, morphine, cocaine, where they're losing control of themselves. So it was interesting to see the court just look at it very analytically and the evidence, and I respect how they went about that, which is a little different than what I might instinctively think. Drug users, bad, don't let them have drugs, but they really looked at the actual facts of the case and specifically made that the distinction of dealing with marijuana versus some of the other types of drugs and illegal drug use. So I think that was an interesting case as well, fortifying our Second Amendment rights to bear arms.
Yep, and you guys had a win too. I got a press release from PJI just, I think it was yesterday, on defending religious accommodations.
Oh, religious accommodations involving employees.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, employees.
Go ahead.
Yeah, under Title VII, and this is a great decision for protecting the rights of employees to be reasonably accommodated of their sincerely held religious beliefs, and we've been working this. We're making tremendous progress in this regard, this is a definite strong step in the right direction, and it's going to help us on our other cases as well, dealing with similar issues of accommodating people with sincerely held religious beliefs in the workplace and not forcing them to lose their jobs when they can be reasonably accommodated, which is exactly what the federal law, Title VII, requires.
Yeah, it's interesting. By the way, your new newsletter is great. I love the way it's formatted. It comes out easy to read, and it's really cool. I just want to give you the kudos there on that one. The Southern Poverty Law. What's that?
I was going to say, and everyone out there can have access to it themselves if they go to our website and sign up for it at pji.org. They can all get our newsletters on our active cases all across the country without charge, presently completely without charge, pji.org.
I heard that you are challenging the devil to defend himself. And what I mean by that is apparently you sent a letter to the Southern Poverty Law Center's new president to defend the hate group labels that he's put on you and others.
Yeah, they have a new leader, and we've challenged the old leader who just stepped down after our challenge. Now the new leader's, they're heading up that organization, and we've challenged him to say, look, we'll sit down, we'll go point for point. If you're calling us a hate group, let's prove it. Show us the evidence face to face, and we'll show you our rebuttal, and we'll let the American people see all the truth, and basically we'll expose them for what they are, which is an opportunist racket where they try to create enemies and create false impressions in order to justify raising money to attack the new enemy that they've created. Dr. Ben Carson's been on their list. Dr. James Dobson, Franklin Graham, Charlie Kirk.
Oh yeah.
The family. I mean, Southern Poverty Law Center is just a slimy organization out to create hate, create hate, create division, and then make profit off the process of fighting, quote unquote, those hate groups. It's terrible. We're bringing them, holding them publicly accountable in every way we can now.
Well, look what they brought. The Samaritan's Purse. Called them a hate group. Yes, they were the only one out there in New York, during the COVID, that was helping anybody. They didn't ask you what religious belief you were or whether you were gay, lesbian, whatever. They just took care of you. And you're right.
Right.
That's how the poverty law center gave them a hard time about being a hate group. All right, Brad.
Yeah.
PJI, Pacific Justice Institute, a great organization, people, one that you should help out. Brad, tell us about it. What do they do? What do you do, I should say? And you've got an upcoming event you want everybody to know about, I'm sure.
Yeah, we defend religious freedom, parents' rights against the government, sanctity of human life. We have 147 cases in 37 offices all across the country of the United States. And on October 17th, we have our big celebration of justice with Emily Campagno from Fox News and Ray Comfort and Todd Stars. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. It's Orange County. People can go to our website, pji.org, and register to get their tickets now. We're going to get sold out like we have in the past, probably 2 months beforehand. So people really need to move on it.
Yeah, no, and it's a great it's a great event, a great organization. And all right, real quick, and I do mean real quick, the Ninth Circuit Court upholding the decision that the parents have a right to know when their kids are transitioning in the schools here in California. My confusion, and I do mean quickly, is that is it a final thing from the Ninth Circuit, or is this going to have to go through the system all over again?
It's not final. It's still in the process on the merits. The case on the merits still needs to be fleshed through, but we know where things are headed, and the Supreme Court, I think, has given a strong indication as well. And smart school districts will adjust their policies accordingly.
Agreed. Amen. I know one that's going to jump all over this like white on rice. And Brad, God bless you for what you're doing. I really do appreciate the time that you spend with us as well.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Joe.
All right. Joe Messina, your host, people. Don't go far. I got a lot more coming up after the break. You are listening to The Joe Messina Show.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Ryan